Hello and welcome. So, you have formed your business idea and now you're identifying locations for your business. Or maybe you already have a business set up and you want to expand with more space. You're likely considering factors like the main roads, business centers, office buildings close by, industrial complexes, maybe neighborhoods, rural settings, population size of the community, or the apparent consumer demand for your type of business in that area. That's all good stuff. Consider all of that. It's very important. But have you considered researching the question, where am I legally permitted to operate my business? Legally permitted? That's what we're going to talk about here. You may find a location that looks exciting. There's no competition, the price is right, the road access is good, there's a lot of people around who could be your potential customers, but laws may not permit your type of business to operate there. Wouldn't you like to know that before you sign a costly lease or spend a lot of money buying the real estate that you may not be able to use? Let's talk about this. I'm Ron Pieper. I'm the principal real estate broker for Veteran Realty located here in Virginia. Now, the law, I'm talking about zoning ordinances. Most people I meet, my students and my clients, for example, don't understand zoning ordinances, and many haven't even heard of the term. Zoning ordinances impact each of us all the time, even with our homes. And in fact, that's how I identified this topic for one I wanted to include in these education videos. What is zoning, and why is it important to your business planning? Both questions have essentially the same answer, so let's review these. Zoning ordinances are municipal level laws that permit specific uses for specific real estate, and they can prohibit uses for that real estate too. By municipal level, I'm referring to counties and cities essentially. A zoning ordinance will cite the general types of permitted use, such as things like residential, business, commercial, industrial, agricultural, and that sort of thing. These terms will often vary, by the way, since each municipality selects their own terms, so be on the lookout for other words that might be used. Within those general types of permitted uses that I listed will usually be lists of more specific uses. For example, within business or commercial uses, let's say, there may be a list noting specific businesses like restaurants or vehicle maintenance businesses, car washes, schools, food markets, barbershops, salons, retail, that kind of thing. And that's not a full list, obviously, but just some examples for you. If your business type isn't on that list, you may not be able to set up shop. Now, occasionally there are also lists of specific uses that are prohibited. And clearly, if you're on that list, then you're probably out of luck. Some ordinances will also list uses that may be permitted as exceptions or variances. You'll see that word out there quite a bit as well. And these terms will vary. Essentially, some ordinances will permit uses upon an approved request by the owner of the property. So, if you're going to lease a property, you can ask the owner to obtain permission for your type of business as a condition for signing a lease with them. If you want to buy real estate for your business, you can apply for such a use after you own the property. I'm sure you can see the risk in that sequence of events, right? As I'm talking about permitted and prohibited uses here, the word uses doesn't just refer to business type, okay? It refers to all forms of uses to include business operations. For example, let's say we find land that is zoned to permit the raising of farm animals. The zoning ordinance may permit the raising of some animals and prohibit some other animals, or they could place a limit on the number of animals you could have there. Or maybe we find a location where zoning would permit your type of business, yet it places restrictions on the time of day when businesses can be open. Because of all of this, I always recommend to my clients that a first step should be to understand zoning in the region they are considering for their businesses. There's a lot of important homework here, and your agent can help with this research, just like I do for my clients. This is all part of helping clients with their planning. There is no reason to spend valuable time looking where you can't legally operate your business, nor risking spending your money on property you won't be able to use. So a couple more things while I'm thinking about it that I would like to recommend. Consider these two things. One, acceptable flexibility in your business plan, and 2, your intended or potential changes to your business operations over time. You may find real estate that is zoned for a portion of your business operations, yet not all of them. I mean, can you work with that? Maybe that's sufficient, and being flexible can make it easier to find real estate you can use. And sure, it makes sense for your business, though. And consider selecting real estate with zoning that won't impede your growth in your business. It's easy to think about what you need today, but think about what you need tomorrow. Okay, so for example, you may want to add services or products or do something else with your business that may alter the type of business or the scope of your operations. It's important to know how zoning ordinances will permit or hinder you in that. Okay? Zoning ordinances are widely published online nowadays. They're usually pretty easy to find. They can also be quite confusing to understand, though. So be ready to contact folks at your zoning office. Sometimes they'll go by the name of planning office, and also contact your real estate agent. They all can help you. Thank you for listening. I wish the best of success to you. Cheers.